doubleheader against Salisbury. They got the shutout 2-0 in Nash earlier this week on Monday, I believe it was, on the road at Mary Washington. The Knights came back from a deficit, tied the game at 3, then lost the game in the ninth inning 4-3. So, again, we're talking about 2 losses so far in the Capital Conference against good clubs on the road. Very close losses, but the Knights still 1-2 in the conference, starting the action today.
Yeah, and this is a tough conference here in the Capital Conference. We see this team, this Frostburg team, come in at 12-3. They're on the hot streak. Kind of seems like having a good season so far. Looking to come away with a win in Southern Virginia on their field, but
that one's bounced to second base. They had him shaded right, throw over. Good play by Cole Critchfield, the first baseman, as the Knights are able to make that play. Stetson K was really in fantastic position to make that play, and so the Knights get the out from second over to first. You look at the infield, and K, the second baseman, and the shortstop, Riley Daniels, they are extremely deep. Well, it looks like Daniels is almost in the outfield grass.
Yeah, they both are playing deep right now, kind of expecting that hit, as these hitters are more power hitters, as we see it go right back to him.
And the throw over, it bounces in the dirt, but a good scoop by Critchfield, who makes the play. So a 1-2-3 inning for the pitcher for the Knights, Justin Davis. The Knights will come up to hit here in the bottom of the first inning with no score from Perry McClure High School. Welcome back to Perry McClure High School. Jim Bresnan along with you, along with Nash Jones, bringing you all the action of the Knights and the Bobcats in Capital Conference play. And Justin Davis, the pitcher for the Knights, the right-handed pitcher, able to set down the Bobcats in order in the top of the first inning, 1-2-3. And now Caleb Layton, a freshman lefty, hitting .400 entering this contest, going to lead things off for the Knights in the bottom of the first inning, facing a right-handed pitcher for the Frostburg Bobcats. That is Daniel Richardson. He's a senior. Knights trying to get something started right off the bat here in the bottom of the first after recording a 1-2-3 inning defensively in the top of the first inning. A swinging strike there.
Yeah, this wind right now is really going to help out both teams with pitching. As you're throwing downhill, have the wind on your back. Probably going to add a couple 3 or 4 mile per hour on your ball.
That pitch is grounded into the hole and into right field for a base hit for Layton. So Layton, who came into the game, the top hitter for the Knights, hitting .400 on the season, able to find the hole between first and second. And right just like that, the Knights have their first base runner of the contest. Now Stetson K, another freshman, who's playing second base today, the 5'9", 155-pound freshman out of Payson, Utah, will be the hitter. See if K maybe bunts or if the Knights are just playing station-to-station ball looking for hits. Kay bunting. Layden easily down to second base. Throw over to get Kay, and they get him. So Stetson Kay, the freshman, doing his job, moving Layden from first over to second on the bunt. So one gone, runner at second. That is, again, Caleb Layden, the freshman, the leadoff hitter. And now coming to the plate for the Knights will be Cannon Anderson. He is the right fielder today. He's another freshman, 6'2", 175 pounds, out of Mesa, Arizona.
Yeah, good little job right there by Stetson Kay, doing his job. Really, that's all he has to do is just put that runner in scoring position so that Anderson can come in, hopefully get a ball into the outfield and get this runner home.
Looks like that pitch is low. Knights hoping to score the game's first run here in the bottom of the first inning. Layden getting a good lead at second base. There's a called strike. Cannon Anderson, the right fielder, another freshman, trying to drive home the runner from second base. Layden takes his lead at second. One gone here in the bottom of the first. And that one is ripped foul down the left field line, as it looked like Anderson was trying to go over third base and put it right down the left field line by going the other way.
Anderson going to have to be pretty picky right now. He's going to have to get that ball out in front of him. Hopefully he can get that ball in play.
Grounds that one to short. They'll go to first. And good play by the Frostburg infield as Layden moves from second over to third. So now two gone, and a runner at third base is Layden. And Cole Critchfield, who's hitting .300 and leads the Knights with 14 RBIs this season, and also has a homer. He will come to the plate, but he's going to need a base hit, barring a wild pitch or a pass ball. He's going to need a base hit to drive home Layden from third base. Another left-hander for the Knights hitting wise in Cole Critchfield, and he takes a called strike.
Richardson doing pretty well here up on the mound so far. Not throwing too many balls, getting a lot of strikes early in this game.
Facing nothing but lefties so far. That pitch looks like it is outside. Critchfield can deliver with a big base hit. Swings and misses. So Cole now with 2 strikes on him. Daniel Richardson, the senior pitcher, right-hander, ready to throw again to Critchfield. And Critchfield delivers. Base hit to right field. And the Knights have the first run of the game and lead 1-0 here in the bottom of the first. And that's a clutch hit right there by Cole Critchfield.
Yeah, what a good stroke right there. Able to get his hands out in front, able to get early up on that ball and drive it into right field. That's a good thing, those lefties. Got these lefties out here.
And now Bridger Taylor, another good outstanding hitter. .378 average, 10 RBIs on the season. A right-handed hitter. Another freshman, 5'11", 200 from Idaho Falls, Idaho. And a lot of good freshmen on this team. Nash, when you look ahead, just a matter of keeping these guys together.
Yeah, really. That's one thing Southern Virginia kind of struggles with, is they get a lot of young people coming in, then end up going on LDS missions or just transferring schools. But if you can really build a team unity between guys, it really helps keep these guys here and build a program, hopefully keep getting better and better throughout the years.
And a few guys obviously fit that mold, like the center fielder today, the senior for the Knights, Ryan Saunders. He has had a fantastic career. Of course, Jordan Kiefer, the catcher, he came back for an extra year of eligibility for baseball. Knights trying to add to a 1-0 lead. That ball's popped up to the infield. Shortstop is going to grab it, and that's going to be the third out. But the Knights do score a run on a Cole Critchfield single. We'll go to the second inning. It is the Knights 1 and the Bobcats nothing. We're ready to go here in the top of the second inning. A 1-2-3 inning in the first inning for the right-handed pitcher for the Knights and Justin Davis. And the cleanup hitter will lead off here for Frostburg in the top of the second inning. The right fielder, Matt Bogart. He's a senior. Again, Davis, the starting pitcher today for the Knights, only a freshman, able to set down the Bobcats in order in the first inning. The Knights were able to score a run in the bottom of the first thanks to a Cole Critchfield single. So entering the top of the second, it's 1-0 Knights. And Davis just trying to keep going. Got a called strike there. He's got a good defense behind him, Nash, so he doesn't want to have any walks today. He really wants to maintain his control and let his defense do everything they can for him as that ball is hit down the left field line, and it is a fair ball. And the leadoff hitter here in the second inning is going to get a double for the Frostburg Bobcats.
You know, can't really do anything about that. Good pitch, good spot. Just Bogart doing a good job of getting his bat out there, getting it down the line. Able to get a pretty easy stand-up double.
And now the DH comes to the plate, Logan Corrigan for the Bobcats. As the Bobcats are trying to answer that run that the Knights got in the bottom of the first inning. Davis from the stretch with the runner at second base and nobody out here in the top of the second. Called strike.
Yeah, this is what you like to see from your pitcher early on. Throwing strikes, not really getting out of hand.
Knights will be playing on the road in a doubleheader this coming weekend, Saturday, against Penn State Harrisburg. That's going to be the 5th conference road game for the Knights already. This is just the first conference home game. Then after Penn State Harrisburg on Saturday, the Knights will be hosting CNU next Wednesday, and then a week from Saturday, they host York in a doubleheader on April the 7th. There's a called strike as Davis would love to get a strikeout here with a runner at second and nobody out. He really wants to pick up the strikeout or maybe a pop-up on the infield so the runner at second cannot advance over to third. Corrigan, the lefty hitter, hoping for a big blast here. And that ball is drilled off the second baseman's glove, or the first baseman's glove, into right field. Quickly tossed back in by Anderson, backed up by Kiefer. Runner at second had to stop at third. That ball was hit so hard past Critchfield. And Kenny Anderson, the right fielder, got it back in quickly. So it's first and third and nobody out here for the Bobcats in the top of the second inning. And now coming to the plate for the Frostburg Bobcats will be Patrick Bosley. He's the first baseman today for the Bobcats. Another left-hander. Davis, who had a 1-2-3 inning, Nash, here in the first inning. Now in the second inning, struggling suddenly.
Bosley coming in now with a .281 batting average. He's played every single game, started every single game.
And he's hoping for a hit that's going to drive in at least one with runners at the corners and nobody out. That pitch launched to left field, caught. Runner at third will tag up. And it's a 1-1 game here in the top of the second inning. as Caleb Layton was able to make the grab for the first out of the second inning, but obviously no way to get the runner tagging at third. Other runner stays at first, so 1 on, 1 out for the Bobcats, who have tied this game at 1 at the top of the second inning. Mike Takovich will now be the hitter. He's the shortstop for the Bobcats, right-hand hitter. Knights appeal by throwing over to third. Nash thinking maybe the runner at third left early, but to no avail. It remains a 1-1 game. Davis from the stretch. Ball is hit foul. Davis would love to get a double play ball here now that the Bobcats have tied this game at 1 at the top of the second inning. Looked like Davis took something off that pitch.
Yeah, that's another thing that's going to help with his off-speed pitches, having this wind with him. It's going to put a lot more curve on his curveball, make it slow down his changeup maybe a little bit.
Quick throw over, runner at first. He is back in time.
Really going to have a lot of movement on that ball here with the wind.
Righty-righty matchup here. Davis facing Takovich. And that pitch is low. It gets away from Kiefer momentarily. He can't find it. Finally he does, but the other runner from first base moves over to second base. And so Frostburg's got a runner at second now. Again, still just 1 out here in the top of the second inning. Takovich, the right-handed hitter, with Brett Fogel, second baseman, on deck. Bottom of the order here for the Bobcats, but they are trying to take the lead here in the second inning. And it looks like Stetson K will go in and talk with Justin Davis, maybe just to kind of settle him down a little bit.
Looks like Corrigan, they're taking a timeout for Corrigan as he was running down the pace path and looked like he might have caught his cleat. And
yeah, almost looked like for a second he tripped over the second baseman, but he got, looks like he got maybe his cleat hung up in the dirt a little bit, and it kind of threw him off balance.
Those dirt monsters, they'll get you. You got to watch out for those.
But it looks like he's okay, and he's going to stay in the game. So if Justin Davis can pick up a big second out, doesn't want to allow a base hit, which would maybe give the Bobcats the lead here in the second inning. Ripped to the outfield. Anderson right there grabs it, and no tag up. Good throw by Anderson right back in, and so 2 are gone now for the Bobcats. Runner at second base. And now Justin Davis just an out away from getting out of the second inning with only allowing that 1 run.
Yeah, and Davis can have a really good day if that's what he keeps doing, just throwing strikes, having his defense help him behind him.
And the second baseman, Brett Fogel, another right-handed hitter. Righty-righty matchup. Runner at second base takes his lead. Bounces away from Kiefer. Not enough for the runner at second to advance. Davis ready to go with 2 outs in the second inning. And he puts that one right down the middle of the corner for a called strike. Big strike there. And now we'll see if Justin Davis can get this 3rd out of the second inning. He's only allowed a run. Doesn't want to give up a second one. That would give the Bobcats their first lead today. Hit to short. Daniels fires over. That's the 3rd out. So Bobcats score a run, but leave a runner at second base, and we'll go to the bottom of the second inning. All even here at 1-1. Southern Virginia Baseball, Jim Bresnahan, Nash Jones, ready to bring you the bottom of the second inning. Mitch Tice, the DH, right-handed freshman for the Knights, will lead things off here in the bottom of the second. He's going to be followed by Riley Daniels and then Jordan Kiefer, the catcher. And Ryan Saunders, if they get that far, as the Knights scored a run in the bottom of the first, saw the Bobcats tied in the top of the second. Now the Knights hoping to retake the lead here in the bottom of the second inning. A called strike to the DH. And Mitch, a freshman, he's from Santa Clara University. A lot of freshmen, as we mentioned, in the starting lineup today for the Knights. That pitch is high. And the wind consistently, Nash, today so far early in this game is blowing in. I'm sure the pitchers are hoping we don't have a change in direction where it starts blowing out.
That does become the case, though. They're just going to be throwing curves all day because then that ball's just going to drop and no hitters will be able to hit it. But right now it doesn't look like it, so.
Swung on and missed, and a strikeout right off the bat here for the Bobcats. As the starting pitcher for the Bobcats, the right-hander Richardson, able to pick up the strikeout. One gone for the Knights. Now again, nobody on here in the bottom of the second inning, and the sophomore shortstop Riley Daniels will now come to the plate. Another right-hander for the Knights. Kiefer, the catcher, is on deck. Called strike. Richardson, the starting right-handed pitcher, gave up a run to the Knights in the bottom of the first thanks to a Cole Critchfield single. And he gets the swinging strike there. He seems to be really in a groove right now after allowing that single to Critchfield back in the bottom of the first. And again, that was in the dirt, but the bat went forward, and after the catcher drops the ball, the Bobcats throw out Daniels at first base. So too quickly gone here for the Knights in the second inning. And now coming to the plate for the Knights, it'll be the catcher, Jordan Kiefer.
Yeah, just 2 quick strikeouts so far. That's going to be Richardson's 21st strikeout of the year right now.
Saunders on deck. Saunders the center fielder today. Kiefer the catcher. Trying to get something started here in the bottom of the second inning. I mentioned the Bobcats are 0-1 in conference play. The Knights are 1-2. So the Knights have Penn State Harrisburg coming up on Saturday in a doubleheader on the road, so they really would like to get this home win in the win column today. We've talked about this, Nash, that it's really a condensed schedule in the spring. So when you talk about Capital Conference play for the Knights, this is their 4th conference game as Kiefer fouls it back. And they actually end up conference play on April the 21st, just, almost 3 weeks away. So they've got a lot of conference games to play over the course of the next 3 weeks. And that doesn't take into account any, weather, thunder, and lightning, which might actually postpone a game. Popped up and out of play.
Yeah, you mentioned that weather here in Virginia kind of takes you by surprise.
Well, in March we've had the snow, but I think we're getting into the area now where you start thinking about rain.
Yeah, spring baseball's a weird one because you never know really what you're going to get, especially in Virginia. As we saw a couple days ago at the softball game, it was windy and probably about 40 degrees. Now we still have the wind, but we're up to about 75.
Yep.
So hopefully this weather, the warm stays and no more games have to be postponed. Or
you're just hoping really for games that are not postponed because of rain happening right then and there, or rain that happened the day before that made the field conditions unplayable, as Kiefer drives that ball to center field for a hit. So Kiefer is on base with 2 outs. Saunders will now come to the plate. Kiefer, obviously, Nash does not have good speed. It's almost station-to-station baseball, even with 2 outs. So Saunders, to get Kiefer home from first, he would really have to either put this ball over the fence or put it in the gap. And we'll see if Saunders is capable of doing that here. He's the number 9 hitter today. Lefty is hoping, if nothing else, to advance Kiefer with a base hit that would give the top of the order a chance to hit. Called strike on Saunders.
Yeah, really the only way that Saunders could get home from first is maybe if he pulls this ball over here down the line, gets it all the way deep, but
swung on and missed. Already a couple of strikeouts for Richardson, the starting pitcher for Frostburg in this second inning. He's hoping to make Saunders the third strikeout of the second inning. That ball hit up the middle, and they'll step on second base for the force out. So the Knights go without a run in the second inning. We'll go to the third inning. We have played 2. It's Frostburg 1 and Southern Virginia 1. Welcome back to Perry McClure High School. We played 2 innings in this Capital Conference affair between Frostburg and Southern Virginia, all even at 1. Knights scored in the bottom of the first. Bobcats scoring a run in the top of the second. Justin Davis, the starting pitcher for the Knights today. Freshman right-hander. And we'll start the top of the third, and Davis will try to register some outs, which he did in the top of the first. Nash, he went 1-2-3 defensively for the Knights to set down Frostburg in order back in the top of the first inning, but they were able to reach him for a run in the top of the second. Evan Colon, the number 9 hitter, is the leadoff hitter. He takes that one outside.
Evan Colon coming in, hitting 300, over 300, 333s. He gets walked.
Quick walk there for Davis. Puts the leadoff runner on, which is what happened in the top of the second inning. And so now Kyle Berger will come to the plate. That ball hit to the outfield. Could be short infield. Daniels, whoa, nice catch. Excellent play there by the Knights defensively. That was a tough play for the Knights to make. And the shortstop, Daniels, looking around and making sure that his outfield wasn't going to run into him, Nash, and then grabbing that ball at the last second.
Yeah, I'm surprised Saunders didn't come in and call him off of that. Usually that's a center fielder's ball right there, but does a great job of getting his head up and
especially looking the other way basically the whole time. Not really kind of getting in front of it, but catching it backwards.
You don't even see much major leaguers make that catch.
Yeah.
But you also saw with that ball, it went straight up, and it looked like it hit a wall and just dropped straight down, this wind blowing in so
And all I could think of is Daniels was thinking, I've got this, and doesn't want to risk a collision, and obviously not knowing. Daniels wouldn't know exactly, I guess, how quickly Saunders was going to get there. So good play by the shortstop, Daniels, for the first out of the third inning. So 1 on and 1 out. In a 1-1 game for the Bobcats and the Knights. Greg Schneider is the hitter right now for the Bobcats with a runner at first. Kalon takes his lead over at first base. Davis will come to the plate. Looks like that one is low. Davis walked the leadoff hitter here in the third inning. Does not want to start walking hitters. Wants to really put this ball in play if he doesn't get the strikeout and allow his defense to work for him. There goes the runner. Ball hit and run up the middle. Base hit. Anderson lets it get behind him and hit it. Took a bad hop over his glove. Gallan's going to score. Schneider on his way to third, and he's going to stick right there. That one took a weird hop for Anderson. Anderson came in. It looked like he was in perfect position to grab that ball, basically on the first or second hop, Nash, and it took just an unexpected little bounce. Only jumped over his glove by a foot or so, but that was enough.
Yeah, there's nothing you can really do about that except, you know, you got to get in front of that and knock it down, as he just has bad luck with a bad hop.
So it's 2-1 Bobcats. They have their first lead. They've also got a runner at third. Still just one out here in the third inning. So now Justin Davis really has to get tough on Nick Furman, the number 3 hitter. With a runner at third, he really needs to pop up on the infield or the strikeout here. Does not want to allow that runner at third to score, which would give the Bobcats a 2-run lead.
Yeah, Furman grounded out to the shortstop last at bat.
Davis missing on that pitch. Trying to regain his control here in the top of the third. After the error, allowed the second run to score, and that ball's hit to Daniels at short. They'll make the play to first. It's 3-1 Bobcats. That is the second out, but the runner from third able to score on a deep hit to shortstop. And Daniels' only play he had at first base, and he got the play, so 2 gone, nobody on. But the Bobcats have scored twice here in the third inning to take a 3-1 lead. That pitch is fouled off down the right side. Cleanup hitter is the hitter here for the Frostburg Bobcats, and Matt Bogart.
We saw him double his last at bat. Had a good hit. Hopefully Knights can shut him down right here.
Davis trying to pick up the third out of the third inning. That ball ripped to right field, tailing away from Anderson. It goes into foul territory, and it's foul. As Cole Critchfield, the first baseman, was actually the closest one to it, but just not able to reach it. Knights will have to go to work on offense in the bottom of the third, now trailing 3-1 here in the top of the third inning. And Justin Davis, the pitcher, trying to pick up the third out, high and tight. Davis ready to go again. Bogart smashes that ball down the left field line. Same place I think he hit it the first time, Nash, and this time he's only going to get a single out of it. I think the first time up in the first inning, he put it right down the left field, or the back in the second inning, he put it right down the left field line for a double. And this time he puts it down the left field line for a single.
Yeah, good at bat there from Bogart.
Now Corrigan, the lefty hitter, with a runner at first and 2 outs. Bobcats have already scored 2 runs here in the third, and they're trying to add to a 3-1 lead. Bobcats are playing just their second conference game. This is the 4th conference game for the Knights. The Bobcats are hoping to go to 1-1 today. The Knights are trying to avoid a 1-3 start in Capital play. Davis from the stretch. Runner takes his lead at first base. Missed it outside.
Davis is trying to hit his spots right now, trying to make him work down. Hopefully getting him to ground out.
Doesn't want to walk this hitter. Put another runner into scoring position. One thing's for sure, Nash, Davis throwing a lot of pitches today. I know the Knights have someone up in the bullpen right now, and not sure if that's just getting some work in or Coach Davis is maybe thinking, or Coach Mann's thinking maybe perhaps we're going to see really a game where you're going to have maybe 3 or 4 pitchers being used.
Yeah, Davis kind of a little slow here now, going down 3-1. Maybe looking to bring in another pitcher. Probably going to give him the rest of this inning unless it gets out of hand.
Davis trying to get the third out. Instead, it's a walk, so Frostburg has first and second, 2 outs. And now the infield will get together. They're going to talk it over with Davis. See if they make a change. And it looks like they will make a pitching change. I think that looks like Michael Sterling on the mound coming in to relieve Davis. Davis, again, struggling with his control after he had a 1-2-3 inning in the first inning, allowed a run in the second, has allowed 2 runs here in the third inning.
Yeah, it's going to be Michael Sterling coming in. He's got a 2.7 ERA, doing pretty well so far on the season.
6'3" junior, 215 pounds, out of Cave Creek, Arizona. So Coach Mann, obviously Nash, thinking he wants to keep this close, doesn't want the score to get out of hand in any way. And if that means using his bullpen early and often, that's going to be the case today. Knights will be back in action Saturday on the road at Penn State Harrisburg. That'll be a doubleheader. Harrisburg, by the way, has yet to play a conference game. They started today 0-0 in the conference, 14-4 overall in the season. When you look at the conference standings right now, it is CNU, a perfect 4-0. York is 1-0. Marymount's 2-1. Salisbury, Mary Washington, both 2-2. And then come the Knights at 1-2. So first and second, 2 outs for the Bobcats here in the top of the third inning.
Yeah, Sterling looking to come in. He hasn't pitched a whole bunch of innings this year. He's more of a middle reliever guy. Going to come in, probably pitch a couple innings, shut him down.
Facing a lefty, Patrick Bosley, and he got the called strike right off the bat. Would imagine the Knights might go to their top 2 starting pitchers in Burris and Peterson on Saturday when they play on the road at Harrisburg. Sterling trying to get the third out of the third inning. Frostburg already has 2 runners home in this third inning. And the Bobcats are trying to find a way to get those 2 runners at first and second base home to expand a 3-1 lead. Drilled down the left field line, but a foul.
Wind starting to pick up again. You know, if you're a pitcher right now, all you're wanting to do is get a ground ball into your infield, hoping you can get a force out. As you've got a very good. This team has such a good infield. They're very disciplined. Coach Mann's always on them. This pitching depth too is very well for the Knights. Hopefully, we can get an out right here to get out of this long inning.
Yeah, Sterling hoping for the strikeout right here. Took something off that pitch and he got the strikeout. So we'll go to the bottom of the third. The Bobcats have taken the lead. It's Frostburg 3 and the Knights 1. Knights ready to hit bottom of the third inning after the Bobcats scored 2 runs in the top of the third. So Frostburg with a 3-1 lead. And now the Knights will try to go to work to get something started. Caleb Layden leading things off here for the Knights. Pops it up to the left side and out of play.
Layden had a good single last at bat.
Yeah, the Knights scored a run in the bottom of the first, unable to score in the bottom of the second.
Yeah, Layden's the only one who's scored so far in this game. His last at bat was just a little grounder through the gap between first and second, but hopefully he can get another shot, maybe up the middle.
Swings and misses. Ever since that first inning at Cole Critchfield's single, it looks like the starting pitcher, Daniel Richardson, has really settled down to the point that he's been able to pick up some strikeouts in the last couple of innings. He threw that one high. Kay is on deck. Stetson Kay, another freshman. Then it would go to Ken Anderson, the right fielder. Knights hoping to respond to the Bobcats' 2 runs in the top of the third. That ball fouled away.
Layden really battling right now as he's gonna look to foul off anything close. Does not want to go down looking.
Punch to the catcher, throw down, and they get Layden. Unless they're going to say, yep, looks like they're going to rule that's going to be the first out. Wasn't sure if that ball hit into foul territory, but it was a good play by the catcher for the Bobcats, and Patrick Bosley. He jumped on top of that one quickly. Or Kyle Berger make that the catcher. So 1 gone for the Knights here in the bottom of the third inning as Stetson Kay, another freshman for the Knights, comes to the plate. Second baseman today.
I actually had the opportunity to play against Stetson in high school. So he was in my region in high school baseball, and
yeah, from Payson, Utah.
That was one kid we could never shut down.
Kay hits that ball to the outfield and deep, and it is going to be caught by the left fielder for the Bobcats. That was Greg Schneider getting over there in time to make the play. And so 2 gone for the Knights. Yeah, the Knights really see a lot of different guys in different positions. Kay, obviously an infielder today, but he has also seen some time trying to be the Knights closer, operating out of the bullpen in the late innings too. So Kay makes the second out. And now Cannon Anderson, the right fielder, another lefty, hits that ball down the left side and foul. 2 gone for the Knights here in the third inning. They trail 3-1.
You know, you take this wind away, and Kay's ball's probably a double over, maybe in the gap over the left fielder's head.
Quite possibly. At Rockbridge, it would have obviously been out of the ballpark. Rockbridge really a hitter's paradise. Fences are a lot deeper here at Perry McClure High School. And at Rockbridge, the wind would blow out, especially to left and left center. Here, obviously, today, it's blowing in fiercely. Richardson trying to get the third out. That ball is pushed to the gap. It goes into left center field. Good hit there by the Knights. And Anderson thought about 3, but he'll stop at second base with 2 outs. He's on second with a double. And now here comes Cole Critchfield to the plate, the number 4 hitter. Same exact position. He was able to bring home a runner, in that case Layden, back in the first inning with a base hit to right field with 2 outs. And he's got another chance here with 2 outs in the bottom of the third to drive home another run.
You know, and that's just what Anderson needed. As we saw last inning out here in the outfield, he had a ball get past him, have a bad hop, and had a run score in a triple. So that's kind of a confidence booster right there, able to get a nice double into the gap.
Anderson takes his lead at second. And you wonder after that single back in the first, Nash, if Richardson might pitch around Critchfield, not necessarily walk him on purpose, but maybe pitch something that's outside that Critchfield will not offer at, and just kind of pitch around him to go to the next hitter. There's a called strike. So he's going to pitch to Critchfield. 1-1 with a runner at second base and 2 gone for the Knights in the 3rd inning. Bridger Taylor is the on-deck hitter. Anderson takes his lead, and that one is high. Anderson's got good speed, so any base hit to the outfield will bring home the 2nd run for the Knights, who trail 3-1 here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Another pitch outside. Bridger Taylor, the on-deck hitter. He came into the game today hitting .378, and he might be in a position with 2 runners on base to deliver a big blow if Critchfield ends up getting a walk here. Critchfield pops it up onto the infield, and it's going to be put away by the shortstop for the 3rd out, so the Knights do not score. They leave a runner on base. We go to the 4th inning. It's the Bobcats 3 and the Knights 1. Jim Bresnahan and Nash Jones back here at Perry McClure High School. He played 3 innings, and it's the Frostburg Bobcats leading the Southern Virginia University Knights 3-1 as we go to the 4th inning with, again, Michael Sterling, the relief pitcher, in replacing Justin Davis, who was able to work a 1-2-3 first inning, but then give up a run in the 2nd and give up 2 runs in the 3rd. So the Bobcats, again, starting this 4th inning off against the Knights' 2nd pitcher, Michael Sterling, with a 3-1 lead. Coach Logan Mann, I'm sure Nash has got to say to his bullpen, just throw strikes. Let's get him to hit the ball. Let's try to make sure we don't walk anybody. And Sterling is looking like he's having a hard time finding the plate with his first hitter of the 4th inning.
Yeah, Tokovic flew out last time over here to the right fielder, Anderson.
Fouls that one. So Tokovic is the hitter, and he'll be followed by Fogel and then Cologne. Bottom of the order, the 7, 8, 9 hitters for the Bobcats here in the 4th inning. Tried to take something off that pitch. Hitter didn't offer. See, the Knights have more activity, Nash in the bullpen, and this may well be a game where, again, we're going to see 3, 4, maybe 5 pitchers for the Knights as they try to, preserve arms by just having different guys maybe throw a couple of innings at a time.
Yeah, Sterling, a guy who doesn't usually pitch a whole bunch of innings, but can come in and get his job done. Hopefully can get this inning quick and get back in and go score some runs.
But he walks that hitter, so the leadoff hitter is on base again. I believe the leadoff hitter now for the Bobcats has reached base every inning except that first inning where the Knights were able to get a 1-2-3 inning. So the Bobcats have a runner at first base. Nobody out here in the top of the 4th inning. And now Fogel, right-handed hitter, bunting. And they quickly throw to first base to get the hitter for the first out of the inning. So Fogel is out. Takovich goes over to second base. And now the bottom of the order, the number 9 hitter will come to the plate. And Evan Colon, the center fielder. Bobcats have 1 out, but now they've got a runner at second base here in the top of the 4th inning.
Colon last at bat ended up having a walk. Hopefully Sterling can have him hit this ball and get a ball in play, or just sit him down.
Sterling trying to throw strikes right now. He has struggled early on after relieving Davis with his control at times. He walked the first hitter here in the 4th inning. Bunt moved that hitter Takovich over to second base. 1 gone, runner at second. And another ball out of the strike zone. Finally, a called strike. Sterling trying to battle back and make this an inning where the Bobcats do not score, as they have scored the last 2 innings, scoring 3 runs in 2 innings. Just missed the corner.
You know, if you're a pitcher and you're gonna throw a bad ball or miss a spot, that's probably the right spot to miss right there. Good pitch, just down and away, a little bit outside.
Sterling walks him, so nope, apparently
called strike.
Yeah, called a strike. The hitter thought that was going to be a walk. Colon thought he had drawn the walk. Sterling still has a chance to retire this hitter if he can get him right here.
As a pitcher, this will be the best feeling if he can sit him down.
Yeah, and that pitch was low for ball 4. So the Bobcats have first and second.
Looks like Coach Mann's going to come out here and have a talk with his pitcher.
So we mentioned he's got activity in the bullpen, so he might be giving Sterling 1 more hitter, or just might be giving the pitcher in the bullpen enough time to throw. It looks like it's Nate McCallum, number 7, in the bullpen. Hard to say. I think that's McCallum, another freshman, lefty pitcher. Man continues to talk to Sterling as well as the catcher Kiefer. Would be the leadoff hitter coming up, Berger. He is a lefty, so if Logan Mann wanted to, Nash, he could go to a lefty-lefty matchup right here.
You know, he's probably telling him right now, you got the wind on your back. Just throw strikes. If they hit, no one's gonna hit a ball over anybody's head. All balls are gonna stay in play.
So it looks like Sterling will stay in there with 1 out and runners at first and second. And again, Kyle Berger, leadoff hitter, the catcher, is the hitter for the Bobcats in a 3-1 game. And Berger hits it to Daniels. Daniels with a great play over to Kay. They get the force out at second base. Great play there by Daniels to make the stop, and a nice play by Kay to take the pivot and grab the ball and avoid the base runner from first base. So it's first and third, now 2 outs.
Yeah, what an outstanding play right there. Able to get the backhand toss.
Yeah, look for second, Nash. That Daniels was not going to be able to reach that ball, and it was going to go right up the middle for a hit. So first and third and 2 outs. Sterling trying to get the third out of the 4th inning to keep this only a 2-run ball game. Called strike. Facing Greg Schneider, right-handed hitter. Bobcats have him at the corners. 2 outs, top of the 4th inning in a 3-1 game. Bobcats on top.
You know, you're probably going to see Berger. Ooh, Maybe not now with the pop-up. It's foul.
Out of play.
Berger, leading stolen base, is the leader in stolen bases on this Frostburg team, has 8 stolen bases.
Yeah, you don't see too many catchers with either 8 steals or catchers that hit leadoff.
So maybe if you're Frostburg right now, you try to do a first and third, get the steal, try and take second, maybe even get that runner home.
Pitch is hit deep to the right side and going to be out of play. Now Sterling just a strike away from retiring Frostburg without a run here in the top of the 4th inning.
Yeah, Sterling probably just going to start throwing his junk maybe for a couple pitches. So he's ahead in the count 0-2 right now.
Hit to Kay, bobbles the ball. It's going to be an error. Kay will throw over, and they're not able to get the runner at first base. It's 4-1 as Kay, maybe trying to rush that a little bit. It looked like Nash took his eye off the ball. It bounced away. He was not able to make the play. If he fields that cleanly, it's an easy play at first base, and the Knights will be out of the inning at 3-1. But now it's 4-1 the Bobcats, and that's the second error of the game, I believe, now for the Knights.
You know, even if he gets that ball too, they may be able to turn a double play and get out of the inning and not even have a run scored, but unable to scoop that one up and make a play.
So it is 4-1. Bobcats on top. Hit to left field, and it's going to be the 3rd out of the inning. So we go to the bottom of the 4th. The Bobcats get another run, and the Knights coming up here in the bottom of the 4th inning, trailing 4-1. Welcome back to Southern Virginia Baseball. I'm Jim Bresnahan, joined by Nash Jones. We're going to the bottom of the 4th inning. It's 4-1 Frostburg. The Knights scored first in the bottom of the 1st to take a 1-0 lead, but the Bobcats got a run of the 2nd, 2 in the 3rd, and scored a run of the 4th. And so the Bobcats lead 4-1 in the bottom of the 4th inning. Bridger Taylor, a right-handed hitter, will lead things off for the Knights here in the bottom of the 4th, and they really need to get something started, down by 3 runs.
Yeah, and Bridger Taylor's probably the guy to get that started. We look at his stats. He's got a 500 on-base percentage. So he's doing really well this year, hitting .378. He's only missed a couple games this year. He's only missed about 4 games, but...
Although the pitcher, Daniel Richardson, again, has really settled down after that first inning when he allowed Cole Critchfield to get a single to right field to score the game's first run. And he got Taylor to hit that up the middle. Good play by the shortstop. Fires over. Nice play by Takovich, the shortstop, to get Taylor Good range by the shortstop for Frostburg for the first out of the 4th inning. And now here comes the DH for the Knights, Mitch Tice, freshman, struck out his first time up. He'll be followed by Riley Daniels. Knights trying to get something started, trailing by 3. Swung on and missed. So the Knights are into their bullpen already here, Nash, and Daniel Richardson, the senior pitcher for the Bobcats, seemingly is growing stronger inning by inning.
That's what it seems to be, is he goes just a little high right there, but, you know, some pitchers can tend to do that. They have a first rough inning and then they, you know, come back and they figure it out. They figure out what kind of hitters these guys are and what their weaknesses are.
And he gets Tice for the second time in a swinging strikeout. So here comes Daniels with 2 outs for the Knights in the 4th inning, and nothing going on so far for Southern Virginia. 2 outs, nobody on base.
Hopefully Kiefer can come through again as he's up to bat. He had a single last time.
Yep, Kiefer the hitter, then Daniels. Nope, actually it is Daniels. Daniels, the shortstop today, the number 7 hitter, with Kiefer on deck. Then Saunders, if the Knights get that far. Daniels had an amazing season last year, hitting in and around 8 homers, and all 8 of those homers, I do believe, came at Rockbridge County High School at home. And that's going to be the 3rd out. So the Knights go 1, 2, 3 in the 4th inning. We go to the 5th inning. It's the Bobcats 4 and the Knights 1. And I'm sure that's going to be the plan by Coach Mann, is to try to get each pitcher maybe to pitch 2 or 3 innings. Because, again, the Knights have a doubleheader coming up against Penn State Harrisburg on Saturday. And barring any wet weather in Pennsylvania at Harrisburg, they're going to want to obviously use as many pitchers as possible today, keep those starters ready to go on Saturday, and hope for some good starting pitching on Saturday, as that ball's rifled to left field for a hit. And it's going to be a leadoff single on a good play by Caleb Layton to bring that ball back quickly to the infield to prevent the hitter from going to second for a double.
Yeah, just a good hit right there. Able to find the gap, able to get a nice easy single. Good start there for Frostburg.
So the Bobcats have a runner at first. nobody out here in the 5th. Again, Justin Davis got the start today, Nash, for the Knights. He had a 1-2-3 first inning, and I believe every inning since that first inning, the Bobcats have been able to get their leadoff runner on base. And right now, Logan Corrigan, lefty, is up there hitting with Bogart, the cleanup hitter, who just delivered the single at first base. Popped up to right field. Anderson, Kay, the second baseman. Anderson calls him off and takes it at the last second.
Yeah, good communication right there from your right field and your second baseman is avoiding collision. Good eye, though, by Anderson, able to come in under that ball.
And now it's going to be the first baseman, Bosley, coming to the plate with a runner at first and one out in the 5th. Knights trying to keep it close, trying to make sure it doesn't become any more than a 3-run deficit. Throw over, runner back. As Critchfield with a quick tag. Knights continue to warm up relievers in the bullpen. Just in case, as that ball is powdered to the outfield. It'll go all the way to left center, fielded by the center fielder who gets it back in. But it's going to be first and third with one out. So the Bobcats in business again with runners at the corners, and again just one out here in the top of the 5th inning. And Takovich, the shortstop, will now come to the plate. And again, Sterling in a righty-righty matchup, Nash, he really needs to either get the strikeout here or get a pop-up on the infield and try to get that second out without allowing the run to score.
You know, Sterling's probably going to get one more batter here. If he can sit this guy down, he'll keep going, but I think if he gets a walk or gets a hit, it looks like we might get a new
wild
guy.
Pitch will score a run. 5-1 Bobcats. And it'll be Bosley going from first over to second. So runner at second base. Still just one out here in the 5th inning, and now it's 5-1 Frostburg.
Sterling just really needing to calm down right now. Maybe take a couple deep breaths. Just figure himself out.
Sterling trying to find a way to get out number 2 and then get out of this inning. Knights down by 4. Don't want to fall any further behind. Bounces up there. Sterling really concerned with the runner at second, Nash, and as a result, his control is starting to really deteriorate here.
You know, and as a Frostburg team, you're getting in Sterling's head right now. You're making him throw bad pitches, or going to make him throw you one down the middle that you can just hit right in the gap.
Fouled away. McCallum is warming up in the bullpen. That ball's popped up towards the outfield. Layton is there. Daniels. Layton. Daniels will take it. Great play again by Riley Daniels, the shortstop. That was a tough play to make.
And Daniels, another fly ball that, you know, was kind of an awkward catch for him, but.
And it looked to me like he was checking to see if Layton wanted to take that ball and ended up taking it himself.
You know, from our view, it looked like the ball went straight up, started going back. It looked like Layton might have been able to get it, but then this wind just kind of took it back to him. Was able to get that nice catch. 2
outs with a runner at second now. And Sterling trying to get the third out of this 5th inning so the Knights can try to go to the bottom of the 5th. Again, only down by 4, still within striking distance. Bobcats hoping to get that runner from second home for a 6-1 lead. Brett Fogle, the second baseman, right-handed hitter. 2 outs for the Bobcats in the top of the 5th. That ball hit deep to right field. Anderson got it on the run. Backed up first a little bit, Nash, and then had to come back in for the ball.
Yeah, good play there by Anderson. Able to find that ball, get a nice out, come out of this inning.
And we go to the bottom of the 5th. It's Frostburg 5 and Southern Virginia 1. We are ready to go. Bottom of the 5th inning. Jim Bresnahan along with Nash Jones. 5-1 Frostburg in the bottom of the 5th. Jordan Kiefer will lead things off for the Knights. Knights scored in the 1st inning off Daniel Richardson, the starting pitcher, the right-hander for the Bobcats. They have not scored since.
Kiefer looking to do what he did last at bat, able to get a single last time.
They got Ryan Saunders on deck to be followed by the leadoff hitter, Kalo Layton. Check swing, but a called strike.
You know, for baseball fans now, it's kind of like a holiday with opening day in the MLB. But every single one of these guys are, after this game's over, going to go home and everybody's going to turn on at least one game.
Yeah, I don't think there's too many games that will be canceled today because of either rain or cold temperatures. Although I thought Washington, the Reds, got canceled.
Yeah, there's been games playing all day today, and I think there's a big one tonight with the Dodgers.
Looks like that ball hit him, so Kiefer will be at first base. Saunders now coming to the plate. Then the top of the order is the Knights. Still a long way to go in this game, Nash. We're only in the 5th inning, but the way that the pitcher, Richardson's been pitching, the Knights almost feel inclined with the top of the order coming up, but they really need 2 or 3 runs, I would think, in this 5th inning.
Yeah, hopefully they can feed off this mistake here by this pitcher.
Saunders trying to bunt and fouls it back. Down by 4. Interesting that Saunders is trying to bunt Kiefer, who doesn't really run that well, not very fast, trying to bunt him over to second, down by 4 runs. See if Saunders keeps trying to sacrifice here or if he swings away. Kiefer takes a short lead at first base. Saunders took that one on outside for a ball. Richardson, the right-handed pitcher for the Bobcats. Comes to Saunders. That ball hit right back to the short pitcher who fell down and threw the ball away down the right field line. Kiefer will go to third. Saunders over to second base. Problem that time for the Bobcats is Richardson got the ball cleanly, Nash, but then he fell down and tried to throw as he was down on the ground and just threw it down too low for the first baseman to scoop.
Yeah, good break there for Southern Virginia. It kind of just was, his hit was more just kind of a push bunt back to the pitcher, just caught his foot, seemed on the edge of the mound and tripped up, but good break for the Knights. It's got two guys in scoring position. You got your leadoff batter.
Layden the hitter, then Kay. Then it would be Anderson to be followed by Critchfield as the Knights hope to cash in on the error by the Frostburg Bobcats. But a swing and a miss there by Caleb Layden, the left fielder, the freshman. Long way to go in this one, only about halfway through, but Knights have not had that many scoring opportunities, so they really want to cash in on this position here with second and third, and another swing and a miss. Looks like that pitcher is really kind of rearing back for something extra.
You know, Layden, the type of guy, he's got 60 at bats and he's hitting over 400. This is the guy who you want to have in when you got two guys in scoring position.
He's down a couple of strikes after a couple of swings, and that one wasted outside. Kiefer, not very good speed at third. Really a guy who could maybe score on an average fly to the outfield. Saunders, the runner at second. Again, nobody out here in the fifth. And Layden pops that ball into the outfield, into center field for a hit. Kiefer will score. Saunders will take the turnaround third. He'll hold up. It's 5-2, and the runners are at the corners now with still nobody out here in the fifth inning.
Good hit there by Layden, able to stick his bat out. That ball was probably going to be a ball, but he was fighting. He was doing a good job on his at-bat, fighting the pitches, able to get it just right down the middle.
And again, all of this kind of happening with some gifts by the Bobcats. They, I believe, hit Kiefer to lead things off. Saunders hit the ball right back to the pitcher, and the pitcher unable to make the play at first base. And so the Knights have their first hit of the fifth inning in a 5-2 ball game. The runners are at the corners, and freshman Stetson Kay will now be the hitter. And Richardson really had been cruising heading into this fifth inning. And that was the first real hit for the Knights in the fifth inning. But still, they've got two runners on, nobody out, and now the Knights are within three at 5-2.
Layden is the hits leader on this team. That was his 26th hit so far.
Bobcats talking to their pitcher Richardson, trying to settle him down. He still has good stuff. And we'll see if he can work out of a big jam with runners at the corners and nobody out for the Knights. The tying run actually at the plate now in the person of Stetson Kay. Leading off at first. Saunders takes his lead at third. Throw over, and back is Layden.
To be when they both went down, looked like that first baseman came down right on his arm. Maybe when he dove back, grabbing his shoulder. Oh, he dove back and hit his hand on the base, probably shot his shoulder back.
Hoping Caleb can stay in the game at first base and in left field. Down by 3, Caleb just really wants to get a good lead. I don't think he really wants to steal second base per se.
Yeah, he's not the type of guy really to have a whole bunch of stolen bases. Only has 2 so far this year, but those could have easily been on pass balls or balls in the dirt.
He's going to stay into the game, first and third, nobody out. Kay bunting, bunts off the catcher and foul. Move there, Nash, with first and third and nobody out to bunt.
Yeah, just trying to get that runner home. Probably going to push that one down the first baseline.
Okay, he does have some pretty good speed. Runner goes. Layton trying to steal the base, and he's caught up now. And Saunders trying to look like maybe a double steal. Saunders heads home, and Layton is tagged out. So the Knights do get a run out of it, but they also get an out. And now suddenly no one is on base. One out, 5-3.
You know, kind of a good play right there. You get a run out of it. The only bad part is you get a runner out too, but
clears the bases. So no one on base now, and one out for the Knights in the fifth inning. They've scored twice to make it 5-3. And now Kay's going to have to get a base hit to get something started again. Called strike. Cannon Anderson is the on-deck hitter for the Knights.
Something must have happened to the catcher when he came up to throw that ball.
Catcher, of course, for the Frostburg Bobcats. Also, their leadoff hitter is Kyle Berger. Looks like he's going to stay in and be okay. And Kay swings and misses for the second out of the fifth inning.
Richardson's starting to figure it back out again as he had a little rough patch there at the bottom of the lineup and with Layden, but now he's starting to get back in his groove as he's coming up against Anderson.
Anderson able to hit the ball. He's got Critchfield on deck, trying to get on base and maybe into scoring position for Cole, who had a single back in the first inning to deliver the Knights' first run of this ball game. 2 outs, though, for the Knights in the bottom of the fifth. Knights have 2 runners home to make it 5-3. Anderson hits it to short. Throw over. That's the third out. We'll go to the sixth inning. It's now Southern Virginia trailing by 2. It's Frostburg 5 and the Knights 3. McCallum, new pitcher for the Knights, third pitcher for Southern Virginia. McCallum, right-handed pitcher. He is a freshman, 6 foot, 160 pounds, out of Woodbine, New Jersey.
Hopefully we can see a good outing out of Nate here. So he came in, Hasn't really pitched a whole lot this year, but Coach Mann's going to give him his chance to maybe get things going.
I would imagine he'll try to get the 6th and the 7th inning out of McCallum, and then maybe switch to another pitcher for the 8th and the 9th. And he's just hoping that McCallum can throw strikes, get outs, and try to give his team another chance, and maybe in the bottom of the 6th to try to tie this ball game up. And McCallum is trying to retire the leadoff hitter for the first time, I believe, since the first inning for the Bobcats, and he does so with the strikeout.
You know, and that's a good way to start. They have been rough, as you said. Every leadoff hitter's gotten on base somehow, but now they come to the top of the lineup. Hopefully he can go 1, 2, 3 like the first inning as he starts off hot.
Called strike by McCallum as he faces Kyle Berger, the left-handed hitting leadoff hitter, catcher, good hitter, a lot of speed. McCallum misses outside with that pitch.
Looks like he was going for the off speed, going for the corner.
Let's try to keep this only a 2-run ball game as that ball's hit to center field and deep. And it is caught by Saunders just a couple of feet away from the fence for the second out of the inning.
Good hit there, though.
It's going to be tough, as we talked about at the very beginning, Nash, with this wind blowing out, and it wasn't blowing too much then, but the way the wind is blowing in towards the hitters, it's going to be really tough to get over the fence with a homer. Now Greg Schneider, the left fielder, will come to the plate with 2 outs. And McCallum, for the first time since the first inning, is trying to set down the Bobcats in order for the Knights. Knights started with Justin Davis, then switched over to Michael Sterling. And again, McCallum is the third pitcher for the Knights here in the 6th inning. 5-3, Knights trail. Pitcher, Nash, and you've got the wind blowing in like that, do you take your break and wait for it to stop blowing, or do you actually take advantage of it?
You know, honestly, if you're the batter, you should step out and let the wind go away. But if you're the pitcher, you might want to just get going, get a couple more miles per hour on your ball.
Got the called strike on that last pitch. McCallum throws over the head of the hitter that time, though.
Looks like he was going for that curve and just let that one slip out of his hands a little bit.
And that one is low. McCallum again trying for that 1, 2, 3 inning and throws down low again, so he can't get the 1, 2, 3 inning. Walks that hitter. 2 outs, runner at first. And McCallum again now just trying to get out of this 6th inning without allowing any runs.
Yeah, as McCallum's doing pretty well so far. With only that 1 walk now.
Nick Furman is the hitter.
Hopefully he can get maybe a ball in play, get his defense to help him out and get that last out.
Another low pitch delivered by the right-hander McCallum. Aiden McCallum again, freshman from Woodbine, New Jersey, Ocean City High School. Hit into left field for a hit. Layden goes down on one knee, fires it back in, and the Bobcats have first and second now with 2 outs. So the hit delivered by Furman, and now here comes the cleanup hitter, Matt Bogart, the right fielder, with runners at first and second. 2 outs, but the last 2 Bobcats hitters have reached, And they've got another runner in scoring position.
Yeah, and with Bogart coming up, he's 3 for 3 on the day, a double and 2 singles. So McCallum's really going to look to maybe get him out now, get him off this hot streak he's going on.
Yeah, big moment of the game right here with the Knights trailing by 5 to 3. Over the head of Bogart. McCallum started off this inning cruising, got the first 2 hitters. The last 2 hitters have reached. Bogart's trying to get a hit that might drive in 1 or 2 to extend right now as a 2-run lead. Dialed strike there.
You know, might have got a little help from the gust of wind right there. That ball was cooking down the middle.
Of course, the batter will step out now with the wind kicking up the dirt right in his face.
Ooh, that went right in his eyes.
McCallum ready to go again. And that ball is grounded foul. And now McCallum just needs a strike to get out of the 6th inning. A beautiful day for baseball, Nash, and nice sunny day, good temperatures. It's just the wind. McCallum again throws over the head of the hitter.
You know, he's just trying to go for that off speed, trying to bring that curveball down from the top. Just not putting enough spin on it, and not putting, or he's letting it go a little too early too. Just getting it right over the top of the batter's head.
That ball's popped up into the outfield, and Anderson, running catch, makes it. That's the 3rd out, a big out there delivered by Nate McCallum. As McCallum able to get the 3rd out of the 6th inning, we go to the bottom of the 6th. The Knights still trail by 2. It's 5-3 Frostburg. Jim Bresnahan, Nash Jones back here with you. Bottom of the 6th inning. Southern Virginia trailing 5-3. They trailed at 1.5 to 1, but got 2 runs in the bottom of the 5th inning to climb within 2. And so now the Knights are in position here after not allowing any runs to the Frostburg Bobcats in the top half of the 6th inning to try to maybe score a couple and at least get tied here in the bottom of the 6th.
Crutchfield's going to take his first strike here in his at-bat. He flied out to the shortstop last time.
Also delivered a single RBI, single back in the bottom of the 1st, and swings and misses there. So Daniel Richardson still pitching out there, the right-handed starting senior pitcher for Frostburg. He has gone into the 6th inning, whereas the Knights have used 3 pitchers to get through 6 innings.
Yeah, Richardson doing very well so far. So he's working a little out right there.
Bridger Taylor would be the on-deck hitter. Critchfield is trying to get on base, trying to put the pressure on the starting pitcher. Drilled down the left field line. Great hit going the other way by Critchfield. The lefty goes down the left field line and hits a double. And so here comes Bridger Taylor, nobody out, and a runner at second. And suddenly Bridger Taylor is the tying run for the Knights.
You know, and if you're Coach Mann right now, you're pretty happy with that hit. Lefty going opposite field. You know, most coaches now, you know, no one teaches a lefty to pull. That's one thing you try and stray away from, even though it's so common with lefties. But doing such a good job of sticking his bat out there, making it go the other way down the line, able to get an extra base hit.
And we'll see if that will result in a big inning for the Knights, with Bridger Taylor, the hitter, to be followed by Tice, the DH. Although Tice has struck out twice today. So Bridger Taylor, a big opportunity here with Tice and then Daniels on deck. Taylor at least wants to get this one into the outfield for a base hit and give Critchfield a chance to score from second. Fouled away. Tice, the DH, is on deck, then Daniels, and they'll go to Kiefer and Saunders if they get that far here in the 6th inning. Critchfield with the lead at second base. Taylor hits it to left. Easy play for the left fielder for the Bobcats for error. Out number one. Schneider didn't have to hardly move at all to make that catch.
You know, as a former outfielder, those are the best fly balls where you don't really have to take any steps. All you have to do is put your glove up.
Yeah, not even enough time to really misjudge it. It's almost hit right to you. Knight's going to go with a pinch hitter here. Lefty. Tice, the DH, had struck out twice, so the Knights will go with another hitter. With, again, Critchfield, the runner at second, and Taylor out on that fly to left, so he's the first out of the 6th inning. Called strike. Knights really need the base hit now with Critchfield at second, and the Knights still trailing by 2 runs here in the 6th inning. Richardson rearing back and firing now.
Tice really needs a hit right here. Don't want to leave this runner on second.
Critchfield getting a decent lead at second base. Richardson trying to get the second out of the 6th inning. Pitch is low. Richardson from the stretch. Got the strikeout. Richardson has certainly been able to pick up a few strikeouts today through his 6 innings of work. And he's got the second out of the inning, and now with Critchfield at second, 2 are out, and Riley Daniels will come to the plate. Daniels trying to deliver Critchfield home from second base. And it may take, obviously, a base hit to do that. Daniels to left field with a single. Critchfield will score. It's 5-4. Riley Daniels delivers, and Critchfield scores to make it 5-4. So Riley Daniels, a big hit there for the Knights.
Yeah, Daniels coming back from those 2 strikeouts before. Coming away with a nice hit, just right into the middle of the outfield, in the right spot, deep enough to where Critchfield could score. and cut this lead down now.
5-4 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. 2 are out. Daniels is at the plate, or at first base, and Kiefer, the catcher, now the hitter. Generally, you might think about sending Daniels with 2 out, but Kiefer, he's got a pretty good bat.
Kiefer's, he has a single so far, his first at bat, and then was beaned his second plate appearance. So,
and you could look at maybe doing the hit and run here. Again, Saunders would be the on-deck hitter. I'm sure Coach Mann would love to get Daniels into scoring position so that a single could bring him home and tie this game here in the 6th inning. Bobcats are talking to their starting pitcher, Richardson, who continues to pitch pretty well. But the Knights have clawed back from a 5-1 deficit to make it 5-4 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. And we'll see if they can keep it going with Jordan Kiefer, the number 8 hitter in the batting order, coming to the plate with 2 outs and Daniels at first base.
You know, Daniels getting a pretty big lead there at first. He's keeping an eye on that pitcher, timing him up. Got to look to maybe, I think he would steal in this situation. He's only had 2 stolen bases, though, on the year, but he's got a pretty decent lead, and he's getting a good hop off, too.
Kiefer trying to deliver a hit. They throw down, and Daniels just got back in time.
That was a close call right there. He was deep, and the catcher just came away from his knees.
Kiefer trying to deliver a big hit here. Probably took some getting used to for the Southern Virginia hitters, too. They were, again, the last couple of years playing at Rockbridge, where they could really at times depend on the long ball to get some offense. Here at Perry McClure, it's very deep, 320 down the lines, 360 to the power alleys. Ball gets away from the catcher, but Daniels will stay at first base.
Looks like Daniels got a little bit of a bad hop off of that. As he came off, you know, as he gets those hops and didn't see that ball going down the dirt. I think the catcher just kind of dropped that one, so he was coming back. But missed opportunity there to put a runner in scoring position.
Richardson trying to get the 3rd out of the 6th inning, and that one took something off that pitch, and it sails high for a ball. Kiefer trying to deliver a clutch hit here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Swung on and missed for the 3rd out, but the Knights do get a run. We'll go to the 7th inning. It's now Frostburg 5 and Southern Virginia 4. We are ready to go here in the 7th inning. We have played 6 innings. I'm Jim Bresnahan, and joined by Nash Jones. It is 5-4 Frostburg. The Bobcats fell behind early 1-0 to the Knights, then proceeded to score 5 straight runs to take a 5-1 lead. Now the Knights have battled back with a few runs in the last couple of innings to make it 5-4. And Nate McCallum still out there tossing for the Knights, the third pitcher today for Southern Virginia. Trying to do what he did in the 6th inning here in the 7th inning, and that is retire Frostburg without allowing any runs to keep this game close at 5-4. Called strike. McCallum, even though no one is on base, pitching from the stretch. That pitch hit to the outfield, and Saunders, diving catch, got it.
What a play there by Saunders, going down to his knees. Making a good play on that ball. That was a good hard hit ball. Off the barrel of the bat, in the gap.
Anderson got over there just in case, but even if he doesn't make that catch, Nash, it's at least 2 bases and possibly 3.
If I saw it right, it looked like the ball was in the top of his glove, kind of got a little bit of a snow cone.
Yeah. And he was able to hang on to it so it didn't bounce loose for the first out. That ball bounces up there on that pitch. So we'll see if that nice catch by Saunders out in center field spurs McCallum on to maybe get a 1-2-3 inning here in the 7th inning. Missed on that pitch. Knights have had Jonathan Hodges throwing in the bullpen. They got a couple of pitchers up there throwing now. He'll probably try to use McCallum at least in the 7th and maybe into the 8th, depending on how things go. But Coach Mann isn't going to fool around now. He wants to really make sure that the Bobcats don't score any more runs so his team can try to play catch-up in a 5-4 ball game. Got the called strike.
Yeah, especially with games like this where they're conference games, you don't want to start going down, especially home games. You don't want to give up home games.
This would really be a big win for the Knights if they can come back, considering the fact that they're using basically a lot of bullpen guys, a lot of relievers to try to keep this game close. Saving, obviously, guys like Taylor Peterson and Seth Burris for Saturday's road doubleheader at Harrisburg. That one grounded down to Critchfield, makes the play himself for the 2nd out of the inning.
So far, so good for McCollum in this inning.
And unless McCallum were to come up to Logan Mann and say, you know, I've lost it, my arm's dead. I know they've got pitchers warming up in the bullpen, Nash, but you almost feel inclined to stick with McCallum as long as he keeps getting outs.
Yeah, and McCallum's, he's just going to work. He's going to work these batters a little bit. He's going to maybe get him. He went to show bunt at first, but pulled back. But yeah, McCallum's just going to keep throwing strikes, and he's going to have his defense help him. We've seen great plays out of this whole defense.
McCallum trying to get a 1-2-3 inning, which has been tough to do today for Knights pitchers.
We've only seen it happen once, and that was at the beginning of the game.
Yeah, 1st inning. That pitch is inside. McCallum trying to get the first 1-2-3 inning for the Knights defensively since the top of the 1st. And the Knights only down a run now, 5-4. And they've got 3 more at-bats left.
See Tokovic, he's going to have to start fighting off pitches now, anything close. He goes down with 2 strikes. Callum looks to shut him down. Hopefully they can walk back into the dugout.
Yeah, and again, a pitch that kind of got away, took something off that pitch, and it sailed over the batter's head.
You know, it seems to be that it's really his good ball so far. It's just been his fastball. He keeps trying to work that off speed, goes up and over the batter's head.
Popped up. Taylor, third baseman, is there, and he puts it away for the out. So the Bobcats go down in order, 1-2-3 inning for McCallum and the Knights. We go to the bottom of the 7th with the Knights trailing here 5-4. Jim Bresnahan along with Nash Jones bringing you all the action today of the Knights and the Bobcats in Capital Conference baseball play. And it's 5-4 Frostburg as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Saunders is going to lead things off against a new pitcher. It'll be Mike Livingston, sophomore pitcher for the Frostburg Bobcats, as their starting pitcher Richardson went 6 innings. And now the Knights will try to get something going here. The ball hit to second base. Bobbled. Saunders got over to first base and got the hit as the second baseman, that was Fogel, bobbled the ball. He was kind of like the error that Kay had earlier in the game, where it was hit kind of softly but right to him, and he's got plenty of time to make the play and just bobbled it. And it's an error on Frostburg, and so now Saunders is on at first base. And now suddenly the Knights have the top of the order with Caleb Layton coming to the plate.
And that's Saunders' second base he's got on from having an error. As we saw last at bat, had a little short hit back to the pitcher, and he tripped up and threw that ball away. So now he's been on base twice now because of errors.
He has a good lead over at first base. Knights trying to put together a big inning to take the lead here in the bottom of the 7th inning. And Layton bunts. The ball is in no man's land. Picked up by the pitcher. He throws over. It gets the force out. So Layton bunting that ball, put it right in the middle of nowhere. Now, if Saunders is running from start to finish, he might get to second base before the ball gets there. But otherwise, he had to hold up just in case that ball was caught. And at that point, he's never going to make it to second base in time.
Yeah, kind of a bad bunt right there. Pushing it up and over. As a base runner, you can't do anything about that. He played that smart, was able to see where it was going to go.
Now, I think they're going to call that an infield flyout, which will mean that Saunders will stay at first base, and Layton is the one who's named as being retired. So infield fly is called there as the pitcher let the ball drop. So it's going to be Saunders at first. There is an out, and now the number 2 hitter, Stetson Kay, will come to the plate. 1 out, Saunders at first base. Kay's going to need a big hit here. Don't think he'll sacrifice with 1 out in the 7th inning. Some serious bats right behind him with Cannon Anderson, Critchfield, and then Bridger Taylor. So crucial part of the game here for Livingston, the relief pitcher, and the Knights offense.
You know, maybe you might want to send Saunders because he's got.
They kind of did it hastily. We are back here. Technical difficulties, but the Knights have bases loaded, 2 outs, and Bridger Taylor, the hitter. Taylor grounds to shortstop. They'll go for the force play at second base, and they're going to call it out, which would be the 3rd out of the inning. So the Knights had a golden opportunity to score. They had bases loaded, 1 out. Kroll Critchfield, though, striking out, and Taylor hits into the force out, and the Knights do not score. So we go to the 8th inning with your score: Frostburg 5 and Southern Virginia 4. Welcome back to Southern Virginia Baseball. And again, sorry for the technical difficulties. The Knights had a great chance to score in the bottom of the 7th inning. They actually worked out to a bases-loaded situation with only one out. And Cole Critchfield and Bridger Taylor coming up. But Critchfield worked it deep into the count, Nash, but unable to deliver, struck out. And then Taylor hit the ball to short. And it was very close at second base, but the Bobcats were able to get the force play. And now Jonathan Hodges is in to pitch for the Knights here on the top of the 8th inning. Still a close game, 5-4 Frostburg. And Knights have had a pretty good bullpen experience today, keeping the game close after the starting pitcher, Justin Davis, only went a couple of innings. But Sterling and especially McCallum able to shut down the Bobcats and keep this game close. So we go to the top of the 8th inning at a 5-4 ball game with, again, Jonathan Hodges, the Submariner, in there to pitch right now, the side armor.
Hodges on the season so far having a 3.21 ERA. Really doing pretty decently for the Knights this year.
And his job right now is not allow any runs, not allow hopefully any runners, any hitters at all to get on base, trying to keep this a one-run game for the Knights, who would go into the bottom of the 8th inning with their 6, 7, and 8 hitters coming up. Another called strike. Knights could see the top of the order, probably would see the top of the order, at least in the 9th inning. That pitch fouled away. And right now, the way the Knights offense has gone today, not exactly sluggish, Nash, but then again, not rip-roaring. It's really behooving the Knights to have their bullpen again deliver some shutout innings, but that pitch is fouled down the left field line, foul. Again, McCallum pitched some really good ball out of the bullpen today for the last couple of innings, and now they're hoping that Jonathan Hodges, again the junior, the 5'11", 200-pound junior from Cleveland, Tennessee, can deliver here in the 8th and certainly perhaps the 9th inning as well.
Yeah, Hodges pitching 28 innings so far this year, allowing 30 hits, allowing 10 runs, but
he walked the leadoff hitter here in the 8th inning.
Yeah, that's only going to be his 7th walk of the season. His coach, Mann, already is going to come in and have a word with his team.
Well, he's got another pitcher warming up in the bullpen.
And he's already done. Looks like they're going to set Hodges down.
So Hodges only got to pitch to one batter. Did not get that batter out. Walked him instead, as he walked Brett Fogel. So Fogel is on at first base. The bottom of the order is at bat here for the Frostburg Bobcats. Evan Colon, the center fielder, scheduled to be the next hitter.
You know, I'm actually thinking that this might be Hodges.
Yep, that is Hodges out there throwing. First pitcher definitely was a side armor. And the Knights again still have another pitcher warming up in the bullpen. So a runner at first base for the Bobcats. Nobody out for Frostburg here in the 8th inning. Again, Justin Davis got the start today for the Knights. Sterling pitched a couple of innings. McCallum pitching a couple of innings. The Knights going deep into their bullpen, trying to pick up a conference win today, trying to win in the conference for the 2nd time this season. That ball nearly hit the batter. Colon was able to dodge out of the way. Boy, the Knights would love to turn a double play ball right here with nobody out in the 8th inning. Bunt being shown, a good bunt. Going to be a tough play to make at first base. They make the play over at first for the first out. Fogel moves over to second base. So Colon does his job, bunts the runner from first to second. Fogel's at second, one out for the Bobcats, and now they go to the top of the order with the catcher, Kyle Berger, the leadoff hitter. This is a tough situation for the Knights. One out, runner in scoring position. They cannot allow any runs trailing here, 5-4 in the top of the 8th inning.
Yeah, Hodges' job, as we've said, really can't let anybody score. They've got a runner in scoring position right now with no outs. But that last pitcher was actually Tanner Black.
Yeah, Black, another submariner.
But
the junior, 5'11", 210 out of San Antonio, Texas. Unable to get the batter he faced. Hodges able to get the out on a sacrifice. But now it's the top of the order. Don't know who else the Knights would go to. They had, of course, a game on Monday against Mary Washington. We see some other pitchers who have pitched out of the bullpen, like Jonathan Soto. We mentioned at the very beginning here, Nash, that the Knights really don't have a closer. They have really closed the season so far by committee. 4 different pitchers with saves.
I think they might have Kobe Hill. He might be warming up right now in the bullpen, along with someone else. I think that's number 34, Jackson Newbold, also warming up.
This is an important game. Again, a conference game, a home game. The Knights really want to win today to go to 2-2 before they hit the road for Penn State Harrisburg on Saturday in a doubleheader. Huge difference, Nash, between obviously being 2-2 going to Harrisonburg as opposed to 1-3.
Yeah, again, as we look at the standings, Southern Virginia sitting in that 6th spot right now.
And I know it's early, but a lot of good teams still left on the schedule, including CNU and York coming up in home games, and Penn State Harrisburg. Good overall record, yet to play a conference game as of today. Let's see if Hodges can get a big out with a runner at second base. And again, only 1 out in the 8th inning. That pitch hit the right field. Anderson right there to make the grab for out number 2, the runner at second. Thought about tagging. They almost got him as he got back to second base safely. Strange play there for Fogel. He was tearing out from second to third like he was definitely going to tag, and then he must have heard from the coach, get back, because he stopped on the dime and just made it back to second base.
Yeah, and as we saw the cutoff, he didn't really know that Fogel was coming back, or else, you know, he probably would have been right there just to make the tag as he caught the ball and went to make the relay to go to third. And as he went to go make the relay, saw the runner going back and tried to make a tag, but was unable to. But
so now Greg Schneider is the hitter. Takes a called strike.
But now this is going to be a really important batter right here for Hodges, as there's 2 outs, runner on second. You got to put this guy down so you can avoid having them score and going up 2.
That pitch is grounded, foul. So Hodges now a strike away. Knights would have the 6, 7, and 8 hitters coming up in the bottom of the 8th inning. So they'll get to the top of the order either in the 8th if they get a big rally going, or into the 9th inning. But they only have 2 more opportunities to rally from a one-run deficit, trailing 5-4 here in the top of the 8th inning. Hodges trying to get the 3rd out of the 8th inning. That one's fouled away. We'll have volleyball for you coming up tomorrow night against Thiel. That'll be Friday night, 7 o'clock, and then volleyball Saturday afternoon at 2 o'clock against Rutgers Newark. 2 important matches for the men's volleyball team. That ball is punched foul, so the hitter stays alive.
Yeah, 2 pretty big volleyball games coming up, as they're making their push for the playoffs right now.
And it's going to be a really thin margin of errors, so the Knights really need to win Friday and Saturday, as they are battling with Eastern Mennonite right now for the 3rd spot in the division. That pitch sails outside. Softball will be in action at Penn State Harrisburg as well this weekend. And, of course, men's lacrosse, women's lacrosse on Saturday, both on the road playing at Salisbury. Hodges misses again, low.
As we talk about those lacrosse games, those are going to be pretty big ones for at least the men's team. I know for sure is going to have a pretty tough game, but a pretty important one too, as those are going to be a pretty crazy games here on this weekend.
That ball is hit to the outfield. Saunders drawing a beat on it, and he has it for the third out. So the Knights bullpen doing the job. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. The Knights still trail only by 1. It's 5-4 Frostburg. Ready to go. Bottom of the 8th inning. Knights trail 5-4 to Frostburg. And the relief pitcher for the Bobcats, Mike Livingston, out there for another inning of work, trying to keep the Knights off the board. Knights had a great chance to score in the 7th, had bases loaded, 1 out, could not score, so they still trail by 1 here in the bottom of the 8th inning with the 6, 7, and 8 hitters coming to the plate. Would imagine Hodges would come back to work the 9th. So the Knights have 2 more opportunities here in the 8th and in the 9th to try to pick up that 5th run and tie the game and maybe take the lead. Swing and a miss. Daniels, the on-deck hitter. Then Kiefer. And if they get that far, the number 9 hitter, Saunders. Another strikeout for the Frostburg pitching staff, in this case the reliever Livingston. The starting pitcher for the Bobcats, Daniel Richardson, the senior, he went 6. Livingston took over in the 7th, avoided any damage in a bases loaded 1 out situation. Strikes out the first hitter here in the 8th, and now Daniels the hitter.
Yeah, hopefully Daniels can come away with another single as he's behind that ball.
Knights have had a pretty good day from their bullpen, especially the last few innings, but now Frostburg is trying to rely on its bullpen to put this game away.
2 quick strikes here from Frostburg's pitcher.
Kiefer is the on-deck hitter. Already 1 strikeout in the inning for Livingston. Threw that one low. 1 and 2 on Daniels. One-two delivery. That one's high. 2 and 2 on Riley Daniels. And Kiefer is on deck. Then Saunders.
Now's the time to choke up on your bat and scoot back a little, as you're going to have to fight these pitches off, getting close with a 2-2 count.
Swung on and missed. Another strikeout for Livingston. 2 quickly gone for the Knights here in the 8th inning, and now suddenly the Bobcats only need 4 more outs for a victory. Jordan Kiefer will come to the plate. You go back to that bases loaded situation, Nash, with 1 out, Critchfield the hitter, Taylor on deck. Knights down a run, and we were talking about it, hoping that was not going to be the last scoring opportunity for the Knights. Still the 9th inning to come, but the Knights had a bases loaded 1 out situation back in the bottom of the 7th, but could not score.
Yeah, they've only got 2 more opportunities now to cut this lead. Hoping to tie it up with this inning right here. 2 outs, bottom of the lineup, but.
And Livingston's pitch to Kiefer over his head. Kiefer trying to get on base and give Saunders a chance maybe to drive him home. And Livingston misses again. Kiefer just needs another ball to get on base.
Yeah, his pitch has got to be right down the middle. He's going to hit it.
And Kiefer draws the walk, so a 2-out walk to Jordan Kiefer, the catcher. Doesn't have great speed at first base, and Saunders to the plate, and then it would be the top of the order. So if nothing else, Nash, even if the Knights don't score here in the 8th, they'll have the top of the order in the 9th now.
You know, and we've seen big things happen with these 2 guys. Last inning, these 2 were in this situation right here, and we got an error from the second baseman.
Saunders takes a called strike. He would love to hit the game's first homer. Although, again, we're talking about 360 to the power alleys and 320 down the line. And with this wind blowing in, no one has been able to reach the fence so far today. So it's 1-1 now on Saunders. To score Kiefer from first base, we're going to be talking about maybe something down the line or in the power alleys that would maybe bounce away from an outfielder.
I think the only way would be if he hit one down this right field line, and
Saunders fouled that one off.
The right fielder comes up on it and see what happened to Anderson earlier in the game and get a bad hop on the outfielder and hopefully score, but.
Saunders trying to deliver with 2 strikes on him and 2 outs in the inning. Kiefer almost tried to take off. They throw over and they pick him off. You know, he might have been better off, Nash, keep going, because I don't think the pitcher knew he was going, and he might have been able to get to second base without a throw.
Yeah, kind of just a heads-up play there by Frostburg's defense as they were yelling at him, but able to come away with an out. Now we're going to go into the 9th.
And we go to the 9th inning with your score: Frostburg 5 and Southern Virginia 4. Jim Bresnahan, Nash Jones back here with you. Top of the 9th inning from Perry McClure High School in Buena Vista. Home game today for the Southern Virginia Knights in baseball action, taking on Frostburg in Capital Conference play. And the Bobcats on top here, 5-4, right off the bat. A pop-up over to Critchfield, and Cole Critchfield makes the catch for the first out of the 9th inning. Nice play by the first baseman for the Knights.
Yeah, what a crazy play right there. Kind of got close to the first base coach for Frostburg, but was able to go down and, you know, kind of just catch that one in his lap.
So 1 out. Jonathan Hodges comes to the plate. That one grounded down the line, and that's a fair ball. Going to be 2 bases as Bridger Taylor couldn't make the play, and a double for Frostburg. Throw into right field, backed up by the right fielder, Cannon Anderson. So Frostburg has a runner at second base with 1 out and a 1-run lead for the Bobcats here in the top of the 9th inning.
Yeah, now you're going to look at the bullpen again. We see more action. If Hodges can't finish these batters out right here, you know, I think that's what you're going to have to look for.
It looks like Newhold's still throwing, the right-handed freshman, down to the bullpen. Just in case he is needed. Hodges trying to find a way to make sure Frostburg does not score, which would allow the Knights to go to the bottom of the 9th down a run with the 9-hitter leading things off, and then the top of the order. Pitch hit to left field, and the center fielder Saunders is going to grab it instead for the second out. So 2 gone now for the Bobcats with the runner at second base, and Jonathan Hodges just an out away from getting out of the inning and giving the chance to the Knights to go to the bottom of the 9th down a run.
You know, when we saw this situation last inning with him, runner at second, 2 outs, was able to come away with his defense.
Yeah, the Knights actually have had pretty good pitching today, especially from the bullpen. We've got to remember they've given up 5 runs, Nash, but several of those runs, at least 2 or 3 I would think, would be unearned runs because of the errors on Anderson in right field and Kay at second base.
Yeah, you take away the play that happened out here with Anderson, the bad hop, and then the bad play at second base. That's 2 runs right there, and you're winning this game right now. You win this game and you go home.
That pitch is hit deep to center field. Saunders back, and he makes the catch a step away from the fence for the 3rd out of the inning. We go to the bottom of the 9th. The Knights need a run to tie and 2 to win. It's 5-4 Frostburg. Jim Bresnahan back here with you along with Nash Jones, ready to go. Bottom of the 9th inning. The Knights need to run the tie. Need 2 to win. It's 5-4 Frostburg. And Saunders will lead things off to be followed by the top of the order with Caleb Layton and then Stetson Kay.
Yeah, Saunders gets another chance here at the plate to maybe make something happen, as he's probably one of the faster kids on this team, has 12 stolen bases.
Livingston, the right-hander. And a single by Saunders right up the middle on the very first pitch. Saunders is at first base. He's the tying run, and now suddenly the Knights have the winning run coming to the plate in the leadoff hitter, the top of the order hitter, Caleb Layton.
Yeah, good play there by Saunders. Coming out swinging, able to get that ball just right up the middle.
Again, the Knights playing on the road Saturday at Penn State Harrisburg before they return home next Wednesday against Christopher Newport, and then a week from Saturday, doubleheader, home doubleheader against York. Knights trying to go to 2-2 in the conference with the win today. A bunt by Layden down the third base line, and they make the play at first base. Saunders goes over to second. So the Knights are thinking with that bunt, Nash, they're not thinking about 2 or 3 runs to win the game right now. They're just thinking about getting Saunders home to make sure they at the very least tie this game.
Yeah, but Layden doing his job, getting the sack bunt down, getting it down the third baseline, doing a good job there. Able to move that runner over. So we see this infield might be playing in just a little bit more, but...
Well, it's going to be Stetson K now, to be followed by Canada Anderson.
And we see the second baseman. It looks like he's playing he's playing a little bit more behind second base.
Saunders takes his lead. Kay hits it up the middle for a base hit into right field. And Saunders took the big turn around third. He decides to try to go home, and he makes it. And Kay is over at second base, and now suddenly the Knights have the go-ahead and winning run over at second base. And Stetson K, what a great play by Saunders to recognize that ball got away from the catcher and to squeeze into the home plate to make it 5-5.
Yeah, what a clutch play from Stetson right there, doing a good job taking the ball the other way. He saw the second baseman. He was playing more towards the back, able to hit that gap right there as the right fielder just kind of launched that one over the catcher's head. But Saunders was able to stay on his toes and able to get home.
Canada Anderson, the lefty, now the hitter. Kay with good speed at second base. He represents the winning run for the Knights, who trailed at one point of this game 5-1, but have now tied it at 5 in the 9th inning. And going to be a walk. Livingston's going to go ahead and walk Canada Anderson to make sure they've got a force play at first and second with 1 out. And that would send up Cole Critchfield, though. Not too many pitchers are going to walk a batter, Nash, to get to Cole Critchfield.
Yeah, Critchfield, he's one of the better hitters on this team.
But obviously they think lefty, what's the difference, I guess, especially if you open up the possibility of a force play.
Stetson kind of giving that catcher a little bit of work right there.
Trying to maybe draw a throw that might sail into the outfield and allow the Knights to win that way. So the Knights have a fantastic opportunity to win this conference game today with runners at first and second, 1 out. Cole Critchfield, the hitter. Bridger Taylor on deck. With 1 out, the Knights, barring some wild pitches and pass balls and some errors, they're going to need a base hit here.
We've seen walk-offs from this team before, so hopefully they can keep their composure right now. This catcher's going to have a talk with his pitcher, calm him down a little bit as the coach is coming out now. But really, as a batter, you got to sit there, take a deep breath, see your outfield, see where you need to push this ball to get that second, the guy on second base.
Frostburg does have Michael Bruvol, a lefty, and he looks like he kind of throws sidearm too. He's in the bullpen. So they possibly, if he's ready to go, they could switch from the righty Livingston to the left-handed pitcher with the Critchfield coming up. But, of course, Bridger Taylor, a right-hander, is on deck.
Yeah, and right now we look back at Critchfield's previous at-bats. His first at-bat in the game was a single, flew out his second at-bat, ended up having a double in the 6th inning, and then came away with a strikeout last time up. But
and the outfielders look like they're in a little bit. They almost have to come in for a base hit. They have to be close enough to grab that ball and throw it to home plate to shut off the run from Stetson K going from second to home. So here come the Knights with a chance to win it. The ball hit to the outfield and out of play. Looks like it's going to be fouled down the left field line. Again, Bridger Taylor is the on-deck hitter. They've got a runner at second. Stetson K, 5-5 ball game. Anderson's the runner at first and second, and 1 out here in the bottom of the 9th inning. That almost got away from the catcher. Knights would have loved that. They would have put runners at second and third. See if they continue to use Livingston here, the right-hander, suddenly running into problems in the save opportunity here in the 9th inning for the Frostburg Bobcats. Kay takes his lead at second. Swung on and missed. Critchfield was in a similar situation in the bottom of the 7th. Bases loaded, 1 out, struck out. He's got a chance here to redeem himself with maybe the game-winning hit.
He's got to be really careful right here. He's got 2 strikes on him. So he calls time. He's going to process this one through. And that's one thing a lot of coaches now stress is having a process when you come up to the plate, taking a deep breath, making sure you're calm, not jittery, especially in a situation like this where, you know, anything can happen.
1-2 the count. Swung on and missed. A big strikeout for Livingston. So Critchfield, who's got a couple of hits in this game, also has struck out his last 2 chances. And it's first and second with 2 outs now. And it comes down to Bridger Taylor. Bobcats are trying to send this to the 10th inning. Bridger Taylor would like to end it right here. Called strike.
You know, Bridger kind of having a little bit of a rough day today as he's flown out or grounded out every at bat. Really just looking to find that one last hit.
Kay takes his lead at second base. Another called strike on the corner. 0-2 now the count on Bridger Taylor.
Yeah, you're going to have to fight these balls off. He's going to come in with junk. That's all he's going to do now is maybe get an inside curveball on you. He's going to look away from the dirt, though. He doesn't want any balls in the dirt.
Taylor right to the first baseman. A diving stab by the first baseman for Frostburg, Bosley. He grabs that ball for the 3rd out. Otherwise, it's into right field, and the Knights could have won the game right there. We go to the 10th inning. It's all even at 5. Jim Bresnahan and Nash Jones back here for overtime, 10th inning for the Southern Virginia Knights and the Frostburg Bobcats in Capital Conference play. Knights are 1-2 in the conference. Frostburg 0-1. 5-5 as we go to the top of the 10th inning. Hodges still out there working for the Knights. The right-handed submariner throws a strike. And right now, he just needs to find a way to deliver another shutout inning, Nash, and give his team a chance to win this game at the bottom of the 10th inning.
Yeah, as we see Tokovic up now, as he's 0 for 4 on the day, coming in for his 5th at bat.
Base hit for the Bobcats. And so the Bobcats have a runner at first with nobody out here in the top of the 10th inning.
Yeah, as a defense now, you got to keep your eye on Tokovic as he's the winning run.
Fogel is coming up with Cologne on deck. I would imagine Fogel might bunt here. It's the bottom of the order for the Bobcats. Hodges trying to get a big out here. There's a bunt. Taylor the third baseman, throws over. They get the hitter for the first out. Now Cologne will be the hitter. And then the leadoff hitter for the Bobcats, the top of the order hitter, would be the catcher, Kyle Berger. But right now, the hitter going to be Evan Cologne, who's the center fielder today for the Frostburg Bobcats, with a runner at second base and one out. Knights trying to go to the bottom of the 10th, only needing a run to win. Pitch is high.
Cologne also having 2 walks, a strikeout, and a sack in this game so far, so he has yet to find his first hit too.
And now Hodges is falling behind 2-0 on the hitter. Tajkovic again is at the runner at second base. One out. Swung on and missed. Good pitch by Jonathan Hodges that time.
Hodges maybe coming in with a changeup right there as we saw Cologne out on his front foot. Kind of doing a little bit of a whirly bird, trying to find that ball.
No lights here at Perry McClure, so I would imagine, Nash, we've only got another inning or two of extra innings before they might call this one a tie game. Suspended. And I'm sure neither team really likes to have that situation.
It looks to be sunset says 7:37, so yeah, you only got probably 45, 30 more minutes left, but until it gets somewhat dark where you can't see the ball.
So the Bobcats want to win it right here, get a run to take the lead in the top of the 10th. Knights want to stop them and win the game in the bottom of the 10th. That one's fouled off.
Hodges doing a good job now, making him foul these balls off. This count kind of belongs to him now.
2-2, one out, runner at second. 5-5 game here in the top of the 10th inning. Hodges ready to go. That ball is hit to short. Daniels throws over, gets the hitter for the second out, so it's 2 outs, a runner at third, and one of Frostburg's best hitters, their top of the order hitter, coming to the plate, the catcher, Kyle Berger. So Hodges really has his work cut out here. Hodges, the right-handed pitcher, against Berger, the left-handed hitter.
Yeah, and right now you maybe think, we saw it last inning with Frostburg, they walked. They had an intentional walk, so maybe, but it doesn't look like that's what Southern Virginia's going to do now. They're going to pitch to him and make him hit.
Yeah, Schneider, the on-deck hitter, the number 2 hitter in the batting order, is a right-handed hitter. So Hodges has the option of pitching around him, not necessarily an intentional walk, but giving Berger nothing to hit. They throw down, and the runner at third just got back. Good effort there by Kiefer on the throw down to third base.
Yeah, Kiefer got to make that third base, or that runner on third. Keep him close. Don't want to give him any room.
Although barring a wild pitch or a pass ball, the only way Frostburg is going to score here is either a base hit or obviously or an error on the Knights. 2 outs, and the Knights just need a third out here to try to go to the bottom of the 10th to try to win this game. Knights would have the 6, 7, and 8 hitters coming up in the bottom of the 10th inning as Coach Mann wants to talk things over with Jonathan Hodges, make sure that everybody is on the same page with one of Frostburg's best hitters at the plate right now.
Yeah, again, we look at Berger's stats. He's hitting 382 on the season, 55 at bats with 21 hits. So, you know, he's doing pretty decent so far for Frostburg.
He's a lefty. Now, Schneider, as we say, the on-deck hitter, he's a right-handed, so you would have the righty-righty matchup there for Hodges if they decided to go around. It's already 2-0 on Berger, so I guess there could have been maybe some talk out there, Nash, about just going with the intentional walk or just trying to make sure you don't give Berger anything to hit.
Yeah, and because one thing you got to look at, Berger, who's probably more experienced than Schneider, because Schneider's only had 8 at-bats this year.
And they're going to walk him. So they are going to walk Berger to make it first and third. It was already 2-0 count. I'm sure Coach Mann at that point is saying, let's just put this guy on and go with the righty-righty matchup with first and third and 2 outs.
Yeah, as I was saying, Berger, who's had a lot more experience, he's had 15 games played this year, whereas Snyder's only played 4. He's only had 8 at-bats on the year. But is hitting, I guess, 500. He has 4 hits with 8 at-bats, but, you know, you got to work the guy who has less experience.
So Hodges is trying to work through another inning of relief and keep Frostburg off the scoreboard and give his team a chance in the bottom of the 10th, where the Knights would only need a run to win the game. Both teams are, I'm sure, in a hurry to get this game over in the victory column. Neither one wants to rush their way to a loss as they throw over, and Berger just got back in time.
Hodge is going to have to be careful with throwing back to first as he doesn't throw it away, so then that third baseman can...
Really, with 2 outs, almost has to kind of really focus on the hitter. He throws over again and drives Berger back. Also has to be careful while he's throwing over to first that the other runner at third doesn't break home.
I mean, the only worry is with Berger. Berger really a good base stealer, so...
Good pitch there from Hodges. First and third. Even if Berger were to steal second, you really just got to focus on the hitter, because all the Knights really need now is just to get this third out. Easier said than done, obviously, for the relief pitcher for the Knights, Hodges, who's done a fantastic job today in relief. Hit to the outfield, and it is caught by Riley Daniels. Or was that Kay? I think that was Stetson Kay making the play. Yeah, Stetson Kay a little behind the back. And again, another great play there, Nash, by the infield with the outfielders coming on. You not only make the catch, but you avoid the collision.
Yeah, super surprised again by that center fielder doesn't call him off. You know, Stetson Kay is coming in for a Willie Mays type catch, just coming right over the top of his head. So, but good job there to come out of the inning.
And we go to the bottom of the 10th. It's 5-5. Okay, the Knights are ready to go here in the bottom of the 10th inning. 5-5 ball game. Knights are hoping to pick up the winning run here in the bottom of the 10th inning and claim their second conference win. I'm Jim Bresnahan, joined by Nash Jones, bringing you all the action today of the Knights and the Bobcats. Knights 1-2 in the conference. Bobcats 0-1 in the conference. Called strike on the leadoff hitter here for the Knights in the bottom of the 10th inning. Knights trying to get the leadoff hitter on base. Livingston, who took over in the 7th inning, Nash, he is working his 4th inning in relief.
Yeah, he's been going for a while now. Both pitchers, as we saw Richardson, he went 6 innings. So they're both getting in their pitches now.
1-2 the count now. Knights only need a run to pick up their second conference win of the season. pop up, short right field, going foul, and it's out of play.
Looks to be Manny Lara is the batter right now.
Freshman, 6 foot, 190 pounds, out of Oxnard, California. He is trying to get on base for Riley Daniels, who is the on-deck hitter. Grounded to short, throw over, and it's the first out. So the Bobcats able to make the play in the field for out number 1 here in the 10th inning. Now Riley Daniels to be followed by Jordan Kiefer. And then Saunders. Daniels really needs to get on base here and get something started in the bottom of the 10th inning with already 1 out and nobody on. No one's hit a homer today. The Knights could win it with a home run by Daniels. But he swings and misses on that pitch.
Daniels kind of a little cold today. He's had 2 strikeouts, but also had a big single back in the 6th. So
yeah, he misses that one. 1-2 on Daniels. And he was able to just stay alive by fouling that one off.
Yeah, going to be really tough now. Down 1-2 in the count, but choke up on your bat and hopefully get a good pitch. Able to take one maybe into a gap and get a double.
And he strikes out instead. Second out of the 10th inning. We go to now Jordan Kiefer. 2 outs, nobody on base.
Kiefer could just end the game right now. If all he has to do is get a good swing right on the middle of the barrel and take this one out.
We've had a couple of balls today that went a couple of feet away from the fence, but nothing really dramatic in the way of a near home run. The wind's been blowing in most of the day. Tough for the batters to hit it out of here. Nobody on base for the Knights in a 5-5 game in the bottom of the 10th inning. Kiefer swings and misses. Livingston right now is just overpowering the Knights. Knights had a bases loaded 1-out situation in the bottom of the 7th. They could not score. They had Cole Critchfield, Bridger, Taylor with a great chance to win the game in the bottom of the 9th and couldn't score. And now Kiefer is down on the count 0-2. One and two now as Livingston decided to waste that pitch.
You know, both these pitchers they've started out kind of slow where Southern Virginia comes up on them, gets a couple runs, and then they start really overpowering them, as we see here. He comes in with another fast ball. So
Kiefer just able to get a piece of that to stay alive.
So hopefully right now history doesn't repeat itself with these pitchers, because right now Livingston looks to be hot right coming into this next pitch.
Kiefer hits that one to short. And it's going to be the 3rd out. We go to the 11th inning. It's still Frostburg 5, Southern Virginia 5. We are ready to go here in the 11th inning. And this might well be the last inning, Nash, simply because the sun is going down and we don't have lights here at Perry McClure. Jonathan Hodges, another inning of work. I'm sure Logan Mann was really planning for a 9-inning game with all the bullpen help that he's had today. And that ball's hit to left field for a base hit. So Frostburg has its leadoff runner on base, leadoff hitter on base here in the top of the 11th inning with Nick Furman getting the signal. And now going to be the cleanup hitter, the right fielder Bogart coming up with a runner at first and nobody out. Okay, without lights on this field, this might well be the last inning, provided no one obviously gets the winning run. And Frostburg gets that ball to center field for a hit. First and second. Nobody out, and 2 Bobcats on base as the Bobcats have started this 11th inning with 2 singles.
Bogart doing a good job there as he's come away with a good day so far.
Now Logan Corrigan will be the hitter.
2 doubles and 3 singles for Bogart now.
And if you're Corrigan, the lefty, do you swing away here or do you bunt to try to move the guys over to second and third?
You know, I think you try and bunt, but looks like
swinging
he's
away.
Swing.
And Critchfield getting dangerously close at first base, charging in like that.
You'd think you'd try to, as a lefty, maybe you drag down the first baseline.
Yeah. 0-1 the count. He's swinging away, and he drills that ball deep. And Saunders makes the grab in front of the fence. The runner at second's going to tag up and go to third. First and third, 1 out. Boy, without the wind, I think that ball might have left the ballpark. Now Patrick Bosley will be the hitter, the first baseman. First and third, 1 out. Knights would have the option here of walking him to walk the bases loaded. That way they've got to force at any base. They could come home with the ball on a ground ball to get the force at home. Or Hodges could obviously just go after Bosley and try to get him to pop it up. A sac fly could put the Bobcats on top here. They go with the steal attempt. The ball's grounded to Kay. Kay bobbles, gets the runner. The other runner moving on a double steal, moved over from third to home. It's 6-5 Frostburg with a runner at second and 2 outs. And so the Bobcats, being very aggressive here in the 11th inning, have scored the go-ahead run. Knights have 2 outs, and they still have a chance in the bottom of the 11th.
Yeah, now you really need to get out of this inning. Down 1.
Knights would have Saunders coming up, then Layton, and then Stetson Kay, the 9-hitter, followed by the top of the order. Swung on and missed as Hodges trying to get out of this 11th inning without allowing any more runs and give his team a chance in the bottom of the 11th. Over the head of the left fielder, and it bounced over the fence for a ground rule double, it looks like. 7-5 now Bobcats.
Just a good stroke right there by Frostburg. Able to get on that ball. That's one thing with these short fences, though. You get a little bounce,
yep,
you're going to get a ground rule double.
Yeah, these fences are, what, about 4 feet tall maybe at best? So it wouldn't take much to get over. Runner at second, still 2 outs, 7-5. Frostburg taking the lead here in the 11th inning. Knights cannot allow any more runs here, down by 2. And if the Knights go on to lose this game, Nash, they're going to think maybe back to that bases loaded 1-out situation in the 7th and first and second 1-out situation in the 9th. And Cole Critchfield had a chance in both occasions to deliver a big hit and struck out instead, which was, you got to credit that Frostburg pitching staff, really the pitching of Livingston, number 20, who did it in both cases.
Yeah, both of those pitchers who came in today, Richardson and Livingston doing a very good job.
Off of Taylor at third base, backed up by Daniels, so the runner who moved from second to third stays right there, doesn't get a chance to score. It's first and third, 2 outs now for the Bobcats. Still 2 outs, runners at the corners, 7-5 ball game, and the Bobcats still trying to add more runs before they go to the bottom of the 11th. The Knights in the bottom of the 7th. Had Cole Critchfield coming up with bases loaded, 1 out, trailing by a run. He struck out, and Taylor could not deliver. And then in the 9th inning, with runners at first and second in a tie game, Critchfield and Taylor unable to deliver, and the Knights had a chance in the 9th inning with a base hit to win this game in 9 innings. Instead, right now it looks like they may lose it in 11 innings. Just falling behind this hitter at 2-0 now. 2 are out, first and third. Right now, Nash, the Knights just have to hurry to get this third out so they can actually see the ball in the bottom of the 11th.
Yeah, as we see this bullpen start to warm up again with looks like trying to get an eye on that.
Another foul off. Bobcats, I'm sure, would like to get another run, but I'm sure they would also like to get to the bottom of the 11th, get their 3 outs, and come away with a win.
Yeah, it looks like Jackson Newbold is the one warming up right now.
See if Hodges can pick up the third out here. Another foul off. 2-2 the count, 2 outs. And runners at the corners for the Bobcats, who lead 7-5 here in the top of the 11th inning.
I think if the batter comes away with a hit right now, or a walk, that Jackson Newbold's probably going to be the one that they're going to put in.
Another foul back. What is that, 4 or 5 foul backs by the hitter?
He's doing his best just to fight these pitches off. He doesn't want to go down looking. He doesn't want to walk. He wants to put this ball in play. He wants that guy on third to go to get home.
Fogle was going to steal second. It was going to be a double steal. The ball came through. No one was there to back it up. And it goes through into center field, and the runner from third easily scores to make it 8-5. That time it looked like they were trying for the double steal, and it looked like the Knights were just going to allow the steal of second base, trying to get the hitter. Instead, the double steal works perfectly for the Bobcats, who now have first and second after the walk. Still 2 outs here in the 11th inning, and the Knights now trail 8-5 here in the 11th inning.
Man's going to come talk to Hodges right now. Looks like they're not going to take him out yet, but
also some talk, I would imagine, with the umpires. What happens if the Knights, run out of light going into the bottom of the 11th inning? Because it's starting to get dark here at Perry McClure High School. Again, they don't have lights here at the high school for baseball.
yeah, I don't know what they would do with this, if they would end up just calling the game, or if it would be they just let them play it out until it gets to the point where you can't see anything.
In which case, if you're the Bobcats, you might want to just make your third out here so you can get in and defensively pick up those 3 outs as quick as possible. There's a called strike.
It just might be a struggle, though, if the Knights come out next inning and just come out swinging and put runners on.
That ball is hit and out. So that's going to be the third out of the inning. And so the Knights have a chance here. They're down by 3, though, as we go to the bottom of the 11th inning. Frostburg scoring 3 in the top of the 11th, and the Bobcats now lead 8-5. Nash, we're starting to lose the daylight here. Bottom of the 11th inning as the Knights trail 8-5. Frostburg scoring 3 times in the top of the 11th. And now suddenly the Bobcats are just 3 outs away from claiming their first conference win of the year.
Yeah, the Knights are really going to have to look just to get hits. That's the only thing you can do. Get hits, get them in the gap.
Saunders leading things off. You know, if the Bobcats end up winning this game, you could argue that the star of the game is the relief pitcher, the sophomore Mike Livingston. This is his 5th inning of work. He worked out of jams again in the 7th inning and in the 9th inning, keeping the Knights off the scoreboard. And he's basically responsible for getting this game into extra innings for Frostburg, and then obviously keeping the Knights at bay in the 10th inning to win this game, maybe potentially for the Bobcats. As Saunders hits it up the middle, the shortstop right there to make the play, and that's out number 1. Now 2 outs to go for the Bobcats. So this game really came down to a couple of crucial areas for the Knights. In the 7th inning, bases loaded, 1 out. Cole Critchfield with Bridger Taylor to follow, unable to score there, down a run. And then in the 9th inning, with Stetson K at second base, first and second, 1 out. A base hit wins it, and Critchfield and Bridger Taylor not able to deliver. And if the Knights go on to lose, they're going to think back on that 7th inning and 9th inning scoring opportunities, as that is the 2nd out of the inning here in the 11th inning.
Kind of looks to be like this game is going to belong to Frostburg now with only 1 out left to go.
And Stetson K will now be the hitter. Knights will be playing a doubleheader on the road at Penn State Harrisburg coming up on Saturday. Called strike. Livingston, again, he started in the 7th inning after the starting pitcher for Frostburg went 6. So this is his 5th inning of work, and he looks every bit as strong right now as he did when he started back in the 7th inning. That pitch hit deep. Could go. It goes all the way to the wall. Picked up by the left fielder, Kay. Going to stop at second base with a double. So Stetson Kay keeping the Knights alive with a double. And Cannon Anderson will now be the hitter with Critchfield to follow.
Yeah, another big play from Stetson Kay. We saw in the inning before. He also had a huge hit.
Yeah, I'll tell you, back in the 9th inning when Kay got to second base with just 1 out, they walked Cannon Anderson. I really was thinking Critchfield or Taylor were going to bring them home with a single and win this game for the Knights in 9 innings, but it was Livingston, the relief pitcher, who kept the Knights off the scoreboard. That ball's punched down. And out. And so that's the ball game. Tough loss here tonight, Nash, for the Knights. Again, you look back at the scoring opportunities they had in the 7th and the 9th inning, just could not get the runners home in a bases loaded 1 out situation in the 7th. And first and second, 1 out in the 9th inning, a chance to win the game in the 9th inning in a 5-5 game, but the Knights were not able to get that big hit, and the Bobcats were able to win this game in 11 innings, 8-5.
Yeah, tough game for Southern Virginia. They came back doing a good job, got their runs in, came in, tied it, just unable to produce is what it was. They had the opportunity. They just couldn't come away with it. Going to be a good learning experience for them, though, for the next time they're put in a situation like this. They know they can do it, and so now they'll come back on Saturday to play Penn State Harrisburg down there twice, and then they'll come back for 2 home games with Christopher Newport and then a doubleheader with York. So hopefully they can do a little bit better job with those games and have this one be behind them and forget this one.
So Frostburg now 1-1 in the conference, 13-4 overall. The Knights dropping to 1-3 in the conference, 9-10 on the season. A tough loss in 11 innings. The final score again: Frostburg 8 and Southern Virginia 5. I'm Jim Bresnahan for Nash Jones and all of us here at Southern Virginia University. Thanks again for joining us, everyone, today for Knights Baseball.